Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all of you. Well, I hope everybody is here already. So then we can proceed with the presentation, and then hopefully it's not yet too late for me to wish Happy New Year for you guys. And then be safe, those who are actually living in Johor, especially in West Coast, Pantai Timur, Kelantan, Terengganu, those as very heavy rainfall, flooding, and as well. So be careful, yeah, during your daily activities. All right. For this topic, it's under crop production, especially for the oil palm. We'll cover some of the basic requirement and also a few example of the machinery used in oil palm production. Okay. All right. There are a few stages for oil palm plantation production, namely for seedling preparation and also immature seedling and also, as well as matured seedling, which is up to 18 months years old before we transfer to the field for the actual plantation. Then after that, after the plant actually, the seed actually already planted inside the specific location for plantation, then the stage will be different, will be following the standard of agronomy practices. Bear in mind that oil palm is one of the world productive crops for oil production. Yeah, the oil can be produced for food as well as for biodiesel. In Malaysia, as for now, as well in Indonesia, we don't see yet actually contribution, a lot of contribution for biodiesel because demand for oil for food, transformation the oil for food is actually the weightage is bigger than for the biofuel. Alternatively, the biofuel, we have it also from petroleum, right? So we don't want to compete with that. And also the price right now is relatively lower and affordable. So if we pump in as a biofuel, that will be, I mean, the drop in the price for the fuel, and then the drop the price for the oil palm production as well. But what we are talking today is for my lectures is more or less on the as regard of the production, yeah, production stages that involve with machineries. Okay, and if you as you take a look here, some of the plantation have different practices. So the one that I have figured here is from Sendar Research Center, which is in Pulau Keri. Yeah? So the nursery will set up for about like 18 months minimum before the field planting. And for the seedling, the requirement is relatively flat and undulating, slightly undulating to make sure that there is no flooding, especially when there is raining heavy monsoon season. Yeah, and then for the nursery, the water source and accessibility is very critical issue, because when you locate the site for the seedling production, the accessibility for the transportation of the seedling, fertilizer, and etc. is very important. And then another issue is a water source. Okay, the seedling will require quite a lot of water source to irrigate. As a picture here, you can take a look here. We utilize the sprinkler, but modern agriculture technology right now, we are utilizing the drip irrigation, pen drip. Yeah, you already learned about the irrigation. So we have a pen drip, and then with a pen drip, so we'll be able to optimize the usage for resources, especially water and also fertilizer. Okay, and of course you can expect the maximize of the growth for the seedling. And then of course for preparation for seedling, side, you need to have some clearing, drainage, irrigation, and soil selection. All right. So here is the example. The lateral pipes that you saw, that you are seeing right now on the image is the main lateral pipe that deliver the water through the tube or the pipes for each sprinkler system. Yeah, sprinkler head. And uh, for this design, normally we would also would have some sort of like a drainage system. So uh, just a second. Okay, so here is the drainage right here, lateral drainage. So that will allow the water flow out from the area if there is a excess of the water during heavy monsoon season, right? And then at the nursery stage for the seedling preparation, so there are two stages: first stage and second stage at nursery. First stages, so they will prepare the small polybag. Yeah. Second stage is for the bigger polybag. I forgot the size, but I will recap again. Yeah, later on. Uh, Anybody would like to join? A second. Okay. Just let me know if you disconnected and then you would like to join again. Because okay, so here normally the sieving will do manually. However, there is a machine. If you guys later on maybe require to have a machine, there is a machine actually designed for this. But the soil, of course, need to be prepped, yeah, prepare and then mix certain mixture content and so on for the polybag, yeah. It's not that easy. It's quite tedious work, but with the utilization of machinery, so we can improve those. All right. So the polybag will consist a small and also a large polybag, and then the small polybag will be planted with a pre-germinated seed. Yeah, the seed actually selected seed from a specific hybrid for the oil palm. Okay. Alternatively, if you are willing to spend some of the money capital to automate the seedling preparation for the first stage. Okay, this is called planting plot. Yeah. So the media have to be quite porous. Basically, they prefer to have cocoa peat sort of like mixed with perlite and so on. So this is the media that would be the best in order to for the plantation to access the growth. Yeah, sometimes the seed that they produce is not really good. Yeah, so they will do the culling, especially you see the picture here. What is my pointer? Yeah. So they will remove this. They will not select the seed because this is obviously not according to the standard. So this is one of the good one, and of course this is good. All three is good condition and good growth. So they will use only a good one, a good seedling to transfer into the bigger polybag. So this method actually faster and then save time and save the energy resources. So you can see you can have a very small area, and then this is the drip irrigation, very micro, small and macro irrigation. So connect to the pipe and connect to the pump. This is lateral to the end. Yeah. So here is about one tray is, well, you can have a different design, but it comes with a 2x2, okay, 2x2 specification. Well, you can actually also this is top spraying water. You can also design to have some sort of like hydroponic, but people haven't tried yet. You can actually maybe invent a new method to put a hydroponic system, whether it's going to make the growth faster or maybe relatively smaller, lower than this. Maybe you can try later on. Okay, this is the system. So this is the main pipes that deliver to the from the pump from here, right here. and then to the main pipes. So here is the subsection of the lateral pipes. So can you guess what is this? The black one? Anyone would like to guess the component?
Timer.
Timer. I don't see the screen here. Good guess. What else? Start with S. No one? It's a solenoid valve control. Okay. This solenoid actually will connect to the timer position at the meter. Yeah. So the flow of the water came from here and then outlet to the each plot, each zone. Yeah. Let's say in this example you have three zone. Yeah. So three zone, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Why we have zone system? Because we have a smaller pump. Okay. So let's say the first zone require about 1 liter per hour. So the first zone will receive the water and then we'll open the first gate, the first valve, and then the rest of two we'll have to wait until the first zone will deliver the water first. And then after 1 hour, so alternate to the second zone. So this is will shut off, and shut off, and then this will deliver 1 hour per liter. And then second stage, this is will shut off, and then we'll go for number three, zone number three. Yeah, that's how the system works. So uh, so you already learned about the zoning system in previous topic, last week topic on irrigation. Yeah, I forgot to share with you. There is actually quite fun activities by group. So maybe I'll give it to you later. Um, okay, on irrigation. Right. So alternatively, if you want to avoid using sprinkler, so you can use a drip irrigation. Sorry, a bit blurry about the pictures, but at least to give you some right, idea. Okay. So you can see this is the typical similar as what you can find in the fertigation system. So with a smaller tube using a drip pen. Yeah. So you can have a very well control about the water, and fertilizer also can be diluted in the water directly instead of manual fertilizer. So with this you can save a lot of fertilizer during heavy rainfall. So if you put granular fertilizer, so you will be easily leach out to the ground. Yeah. Right. So the polybag is the code is basically the row number, okay, and then there's, I think this is B for block. Yeah, okay, the ID, the row number, and make sure that they will do the culling and remove. Yeah, sometimes they will have to do maintenance as well for the pest management. Yeah, okay. Any question on this image? Okay. So during after irrigation, so you can see some of the waste from the water also going here. So during irrigation schedule, normally they will irrigate in the early morning around 7 o'clock, and then afternoon a little bit, and also in the evening. Yeah. Okay, this is how the tray looks like. If you put on tray system, and then this is the spraying system for the water. Okay. Right, for the pit, yeah, for the soil, so you can see that this is the some of the equipment that you can use for planting and for replanting the area. Then okay, so for the road maintenance, we can use also quite heavy machinery basically to construct the road, farm road. So here you can help basically to bring the fruits accessibility to the meal faster than the normal. Okay. So security trench for the avoidance of the animals and also avoid the flooding. Okay, for the chopping, here is for the biodiversity preparation. So here we avoid the zero burning planting techniques. Okay, and then also doing the terracing, and also you can see that we also doing some of the uh, where you have this basically the zone area that prevent the soil erosion. Okay? And then of course we try to minimize the impact to the reserve forest as best as possible to preserve the good water quality. Yeah, and then also for the spraying for pesticide, typically if you remember doing the spraying did we not? Yeah, spraying activities. Yeah. So this is the typical boom sprayer that we going to use. Sometimes people have the spray engine, yeah, system split, not using the PTO, but the independent engine system for the boom sprayer, and then deliver the spraying manually across the area. So if you have the machine or capital, you can purchase, you can design this type of machinery and then spray around the circle. So here it's more accurate. But in terms of the wastage, so will be less than this typical boom sprayer. So this is more accurate and then better efficiency. Okay, so you can take a look this image, this publication on the website. The design actually from UPM engineers from engineering. Yeah, so here is the number one is theoretical nozzle spray diameter, hexagon curved spray boom, the nozzle and expected palm trunk diameter. Okay, so here is the tree. So you can circle, you can make a circle around the palm. Yeah. So comparison of the EFC. So the days of operation until 3 days. So on average is about 1 hectare per hectare. Well, I think this is the capacity for the capacity for the man hour basis. Yeah. Okay. So effectively capacity for our hectare per man per day. So it's about 7 hectare per well, about 8 hectare per man per day with tractors. Yeah. So especially right now we have a COVID-19 pandemic. So accessibility for foreign workers or any labor, basically the field work is quite challenging. So the plantation normally will seek out an alternative to find the solution, faster solution to spray those chemical. Yeah, and then this is the cross breakdown for the spraying operation. This is the depreciation costs, interest costs, tax, shelter, repair, maintenance, fuel, lubrication, operator costs, and etc. So total cost in USD is about per hour basis is about $6. So $6 about more or less about 25 ringgit, yeah, uh, per hour basis for operation. Yeah. Another operation is for the fertilization. Okay, in oil palm fertilization normally using spreader. So the spreader will follow the schedule by the agronomic practices, and will the fertilizer will split by 4 times of the year. Okay, and harvesting, of course, you can see the numbers of foreign workers increasing by years, but not now. Yeah, now it's quite challenging. Yeah, to get some of the operation basically manually collect the uh, loose fruit harvester, and some of the workers also ladies involved with the small operation to cover some of the fruit loose fruit and also maintenance work around the trees. Yeah. Actually, you can see the pictures here. The farm actually quite well managed. Yeah. This is the working path. Okay. This is the fawn heap. Yeah. So the workers basically after they harvest the fruits, the fawn will be collected at one location, the fawn heap, and this is also the location where all the fertilizer will be applied, yeah, manually or with the machine, yeah. And then here is the maintenance works by ladies, sometimes of course by men as well. And then transportation, they have many options for the transportation, uh, for the small vehicle, from the small vehicle until the bigger one. So normally this type of machine, and also this type of machine, normally we call it uh, infield farm collector, machine farm collector. So the fruit will be transported inside the bin, okay, and then bring to the uh, what you call it, the transfer loading ramp, yeah, before the fruits basically loading to the main lorry, okay, main truck, okay. All right. So this is some pictures of how the machine works. Basically, the workers transport from one infield location to another. Okay. So the movement of the machinery from the small narrow path. So normally this is terrace. Okay. So the width is about 3 meters. Okay. Can you fit with tractors? Can you be why people don't use tractors here? Anyone?
Why?
Yeah, why normally operators don't use the uh, uh, tractors?
I think because the road is small.
Yeah, the width basically is relatively small than the flat area. This is where the area is normally undulating. So you can see here is a bit slopey, area, normally hilly. So normally the planters will avoid using heavy tractors. If you use heavy tractor, will damage the path. Yeah. So in case if you are training in the oil palm mill, so make sure that you use as lightest as possible for the machine, but durable and able to transport the fruits from the field to the outside main road. Yeah. So of course, using machine basically will help, but sometimes the path here you can see the spot of this is potential spot for the water. Yeah. So try to avoid those. So if you have those spot, you can see that the spot is because of the compaction. Okay, that's why the operator normally will try to avoid the heavy machinery. Yeah. All right. So from the collection bin, so we transport to the main loader, okay, for the fruits collector, and then there will be a second lorry pickup tractor also will pull this bin to the main oil palm mill collectors center. Okay, and then here is the knife, the 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 pole with a knife that basically will be utilized by the workers. So here I put a lack of innovation. You guys have any idea how to improve this? So you can propose to an engineer or someone else to improve it. But we are not far from there. Basically, we have the entity, basically MPOB already introduced chantas. Okay, so but this one is IC with the IC engine. IC stand for internal combustion, yeah. Okay, two stroke. Okay, two stroke engine. The problem is the weight is about 10 kilogram. So the ladies cannot carry too much weight. Yeah. Uh, so 10 kilogram, well, not only ladies, sometimes for me also quite heavy. And also suffer from vibration. Okay. So vibration is quite high using this machine because of the movement of the rotor and so on. So alternatively, there is also operator that provide the the source of the power here is not IC, but it's from the battery. Okay, have you seen that? I think it's 48 watt. Okay, the wood battery. Okay, so it will last. I'm not sure, but I think about one block. I think one with one new power for the battery. Okay, and then of course the weights of the fruits is around 20 to 30 kilogram. Okay, on average, yeah, around that. So it's quite heavy though. So at one time I had experience also, kind of like quite competitive with Indonesian workers to lift up the fruits. When I was still young, actually, I was training in the oil palm mill in Kulai Johor. Um, and then part of it, I had to experience some of the workers' experiences also carrying the fruits. And then there was actually competition to lift the fruits up to, I think the fruit was like 45 kilogram. It's huge. So I only lift about, I think about 30 kilogram. And after that, I'm flat. So there are a few category that you will choose. Then of course this strength, quite strong workers basically will develop natural strength because of that nature of the working condition. Yeah, so you don't need to go to gym anymore. Yeah, beside it, you will have some good pay for right now. The price quite good. Yeah, you know what's the price right now for CPO? Siapa tu? Siapa yang training dekat UMB tu? You are aware of the price for the oil palm now?
No, not clear. I
No. What?
didn't, I haven't not checked yet.
Yeah. So keep one of the tips, to get yourself position in the industry, any industry, technically speaking. So you must follow with the current trend, the price of the commodity, the price of the agriculture product, and also the issue and so on. So keep keep track with the information. Like don't use too much information on Facebook and something like that. It's not sometimes not reliable. So go for the like market share, KL Bursa, something like that. So they will keep you the update information. Right now it's about 3,000 so ringgit. It's actually a good profit for farmers. So right now people actually happy, and then except for flooding. Yeah, so monsoon season will actually reduce the yield. Yeah, but the price will go higher. Okay, so and also similar to other crop as well. So you might actually want to keep track the trend of the price, and that will help you in terms of the forecast for the production for chili, for example. And then you will have a better idea what will be the income for the farmers. Yeah, and then you can propose a technology, for example, for help them to solve the problem, and also to increase the efficiency of the farm production. Okay, all right. And also in oil palm, is quite conventional because the oil palm don't need to have tricky irrigation. The mature oil palm after 3 years and above. Yeah. So normally we'll utilize simple drainage system. No need fertigation, no need pipe and so on, because the palm basically, the oil palm tree quite tolerant to the droughts, and also at certain level of soil acidity. Yeah, so some of the area whereby here in this location, so salt water intrusion is sometimes happening. So you need to have you need to design a proper gate. Yeah, water inlet and water intake. Yeah, so here is the main outlets for the water from the farm to go outside, from the farm uh, to go to the shore or sea, and also prevent the salt water from coming in. Okay, you see, here is the gate to control the water level here. So there is a steering actually on the top here, and also there is a bunker well, tebing so untuk menghalang air daripada masuk lah, air laut. Okay. All right. And to create the drainage, basically, you are not going to dig the trench by yourself. So it's quite hectic and also will take a longer time. So instead, you can use this simple machine to make a work for you. So simply by attaching the PTO and also tip on hitch to make a location for the dish for you. Okay, like here. Okay, this is normally the trench can be existing trench to do the some of the maintenance works, and also can be a new one also. But from the design that I saw, the knife here, I can say that this is more or less for the maintenance. Yeah. All right. This is for the main irrigation. So this is for the main canal. We'll pump to the water, and then we go to the area that with the pump. Yeah, grow with the pump. So you can use static power station, which is not based on the battery. Yeah, of course it will not last long. Even solar will not able to deliver such big volume. Yeah, so instead, you will have to use the IC engine, which is diesel, okay, diesel pump, okay, centrifugal pump, then deliver. I think this is a screw pump, so like a helix dalam ni. So it will divert the water and then flow out to the main irrigation system or canal. Okay, here also the pump house. Okay, this is thick. This is not the screw conveyor. This is impeller pump, and as well as this one. Okay, right. For the flood pump, you see the volume here is huge. Okay. All right. As a review, why there is still requirement for manual process in oil pump beside the availability of the machinery in oil pump production? Anyone would like to answer? Anyone? Hafizin, nak cuba? Ya, kenapa kita perlu ada lagi kaedah manual di dalam plantation oil palm? Pada masa yang sama, kita ada mesin ya. People, I mean the planters still practice manual. So sometimes, I don't know, machinery is still is already there. So what factors contribute to that? Apa yang menyebabkan pemilihan kaedah manual berbanding dengan bantuan machinery?
Sebab mesin yang ada sekarang ni pun dia masih terdapat kekurangan dan bukan semua farmers mampu untuk memiliki mesin ni.
So satu cost of the machine. Okay, apa tadi? You got 2 points there when you say. Then suitability. We call that
Yes.
the machine or a specific task. What else?
Less efficient
Less efficient of what?
in terms of mengendalikan mesin.
Mengendalikan?
Mesin. To operation the machine.
So can we put here?
Less efficient.
Less efficient. Okay.
I heard that the vibration of the machine is quite hard.
Yeah, so maybe you can put under agronomic. Or how to spell agronomic?
AGR.
AG.
RONC.
No, no agro. I'll yeah, ergonomics design. Is it? Ergonomic, yeah. E. Thank you. What else? So here is a safety.
Kurang tenaga mahir untuk mengendalikan mesin.
Tenaga mahir apa? Tenaga mahir
Skill.
skill worker.
Labor skill.
Skill worker.
High skill workers.
Skill worker. Skill workers. Okay. So meaning that you have lack of skill worker that will make you choose for the manual or what?
How about excessive fuel consumption?
Sorry, repeat again.
Excessive fuel consumption, penggunaan minyak yang berlebihan.
Maybe under this one. Okay. This one, high skill worker. If you have high skill worker, then you will have go for the manual instead of machinery. Is that your point?
No, lack of high skill workers.
Then it will be contradict with the questions. So you can say that I think it's fall under this category, suitability of the machine for a specific task. For example, so here is manual approach will be much more simpler to operate than using machinery, using high skill worker. I think this is under this one. More if access for the labor is available. Okay, so I heard so labor. US spelling right here, like this one. UK maybe different. So I heard one of the industry in Pahang. I think they hire local workers. They actually share with me some of the issue with local workers. The productivity is less than compared to the foreign workers. Then I give a feedback. I think they're good. They should be some sort of like a training, you know. Oops. There should be some sort of like a training for them to give some time, you know, for the workers to suitable to familiar with the system, with the machine and so on. So you cannot push directly, especially with regard to local workers. So they are more actually sensitive and so on. So in that aspect, I think using machinery plus local laborers will help to the production will go in efficient manner. Okay. All right. Next. Okay. Anyone like to try? Any call name? Mihariza. Can you try?
Yes. For the first or second question, Doctor?
Second question.
Potong buah.
Okay.
Break. Harvesting.
Okay. What else?
Culling.
Culling. So here is nursery. Okay, where else?
Pruning.
Fertilization.
Okay.
Pruning.
Pruning.
Yes. Pruning the plant.
What else?
Manuring.
Manuring. What is it? What is it? Manuring. What is it? Manuring. Is it fertilizer?
Yes, fertilizer. Quite heavy.
Okay. Okay, among four, which one do you think is the highest?
Harvesting.
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 Well, you have also planting, right?
Yes.
So, so among these, planting, how many times you plant?
One time.
One.
One time. So at least for how long? 6 months, let's say. 6 months. Period. X. Okay. Harvesting
Twice a month.
every
Twice.
2 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks.
And, yeah. 2 to 3 weeks. Entire year. Entire months. Entire all year round, right? All round.
Mhm.
Well, until nature, until 25 years old maybe. Okay. Culling. Ni jawab tadi. Ada lagi?
One time.
One time.
One or two times.
Oh,
1 to 2
let's say
times.
1 week lah. Okay. Okay. Fertilizer. How many times you put fertilizer?
4 times per year.
But
Okay. So fertilizer is unique, you know. So normally the planters basically will buy the fertilizer in bulk. Then we'll split the rate for fertilizer for hectare into 3 to 4 times per year. Sometimes they apply less, up to five times or so, depend on the season. Right now is monsoon season, so they will not do the fertilizer. Okay, if not, we just basically lost, yeah, through leaching and so on, or washed by the water. Pruning. So I think I'm gonna put here pruning. Basically, you can do. So obviously, the most actually tedious work is this one. Why? Because it's involved. The time factors here is frequency. Okay. So the energy here it can be category into several type of energy. Okay. Can you name? Okay. Human energy,
human.
fuel energy. Okay. Fuel diesel. Okay. Because they need to transport and so on. What else? Fertilizer. Okay. So these are the category for the energy that you may want to consider. And then for the harvesting, because they have to move around quite frequent, yeah, every at least per block basis, 2-3 weeks times all year round. Okay, so that will put under this category will be the highest energy expenditure, the highest. Okay, so that's why some of the technology right now not really focusing on other three, planting, nursery, fertilizer, whatever. So right now, most of the machine basically try to help uh, to bring the fruits out from the field faster as possible to the collection center. So having said this, so if you involve with the agronomic practice in oil palm, so make sure that this stage basically is critical to be improved, because it will affect basically the OER, or as well as the quality of the fruits. Yeah, in terms of the time of the yield harvesting, in terms of the time to transfer the fruits to the collection center. Okay. All right. So with that, that will be the end for the presentation for oil palm. So